Hey guys, I'm fermenting some pickles today, and I wanted to show you how I do that. I have some cucumbers and I cut the ends off of both sides, and then I poke holes in it all over the place so that the brine can get into it. And then I cut them in half. I have here some red onion slices that I've sliced kind of thick. Bay leaves, mustard seed, coriander, black peppercorn, and Korean red pepper powder, and some dill heads. I've got the seed heads and the fronds. I forgot also to mention that I'm using distilled water because I have really hard water. And I'm going to make two different kinds of pickles. I want a spicy one and a regular. Not too spicy, just a little. And then I have a big jug here of uniodized salt that I use. You can use regular if that's all you have. Alright, I have my jar here on my scale. And you want to keep track of all these numbers. And I'm using grams, but you can do it however you want. You just have to use the same thing for all your measurements. So this jar is 798 grams. I have to remember that. And then you just start putting in what you want in your pickles. This is going to be the spicy one, so I'm adding red onions to it. And the pepper flakes will be in there too. So I just start layering in the stuff that I want. I'm adding a few bay leaves, so I want them down in there. Along with some dill. Chop those in half because they're too big. You can take the time to make it look pretty if you want. I don't really care. I'm just shoving it in there. See, I had a bad spot on one. I just cut it out. Okay, I think that's good. Now, another bay leaf or two in there. I like a lot of mustard seed in my pickles. So I'm just gonna dump it out. Just a dash of coriander. And on my peppercorns, I put just a couple of whole ones in there. And then I take a couple and I put it in the thing and give it just a little rough. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm not crushing it a whole lot, just a little. And then just a little of the Korean pepper flakes. Smells really good. Alright. Then you're going to want to cover it with water. And you want to make sure that everything is completely covered because anything sticking out of the water will mold. Okay, so the weight of my jar with all the water and everything in it is 2,556 grams. You have to subtract the 798, which is the jar weight, and then you take the number that you get, which was 1,758, and multiply that times 3%, which is 0.03. So what I came up with is 52.74. So what I'm gonna do is just round that up to the next number, 53, and I'm gonna get 53 grams of salt. Okay, so I've got my 53 grams, whatever I said it was, of salt, and I'm just gonna pour it right in here. And I'm gonna put a lid on really tight, and I'm gonna shake this around until I get all that salt dissolved in there. When that's done, I take the lid back off and I put a fermentation weight in here that helps hold all this stuff down under the water, because you don't want anything sticking out of the water or it will mold. And then I just set my lid back on top. I don't mess with screwing it down. Some people do. They come and burp it every day because it builds up gas as it ferments. It can explode your jar. I don't do that. I just set it on top. It's keeping everything out. And then once or twice a day I come by and I'll just shake up my ferments a little for anything that did happen to get on top, not to get molded. And then you write the day on it with a erase marker that you put the day that you made it. Wait a few weeks and you have pickles. Now I'm gonna make the regular pickles, but these I don't want spicy, so I'm not gonna have the red pepper flakes or the onion in it. This jar is also 798 grams. That's not always the case, so you have to measure every jar. But just like the other one, we're gonna layer in what we want in there. Dill, cucumbers. I want some bay leaves in this too, so some down the bottom. A couple of bay leaves. And again, I don't measure it. I like a lot in there. I'm also like a bull in a china shop, so. Alright, I think I got everything I wanted in there. Pour my liquid. Oh, no I didn't. I want to put this big frond on the top to kind of help hold everything down under the water. I'm going to add the water to cover it. It's sticking out right now, but I'm going to use the weight to push all that down. So we end up with 2,545 grams. So again, I'm going to take the 798 off that, take it times 3%, figure out what that number is. Okay, so I needed 53 grams again. Always going to be around there. We're using this size jar. Just add it to it. Do the same thing. Shake it up. Put the weight in. Put the lid on, but don't screw it down. That's it. I keep all my ferments up here on the shelf. Just wanted to show you what they look like when they were done. It's going to settle out more after a few hours, but I'm going to test it after about a week, see how it tastes. It's going to be great.